Old Mikey, Jeff, he's back in the game.
He's back.
He's back in the game. He saw the need in the market for somebody with a brain, and he said, I'll fill it myself. And so Mike is back. Mike Morhaime, to be specifically, who's the co-founder at Blizzard before it was taken over by Bobby. I might actually be the Antichrist Codec. Retired, what was it, last year?
Yeah.
Last year before.
Might have been a little bit, might be going on 2 years now.
Yeah, we might be approved. This year has basically evaporated, so it might be 2 years now. So he announced officially Dreamhaven, which is a new game company with 2 studios below it. So Dreamhaven itself is going to act as more of a oversight and almost like a board of directory type thing where he's going to be doing, just advising and making the money to help fund the 2 studios below it. And so below it are the 2 studios, the names of which are, Moonshot and Secret Door. And both of these are being headed up by and run by, towards the top, old guard Blizzard employees that most of which these names many people would likely know, because some of them were also fairly public-facing employees while also being fairly high-ranking in the company. So, Moonshot is led by ex-Blizzard executive producer for Hearthstone and lead producer of StarCraft 2, Jason Chase, and is partnered with Dustin Broder, who lots of people would know because he was very public-facing for a long time. And he was the game director on StarCraft 2, Heroes of the Storm, Command & Conquer, as well as Ben Thompson, who was the creative director on Hearthstone. Secret Door is headed up by... that has got to be me doing a massive typo. I refuse to believe that is not a typo. Hold on 1 second. I've got to do... a very quick... back check on that one. A little fact check on that shit. Yeah, that's a massive wow. Chris Sagatti is actually the name that's supposed to be there. Holy shit. That's not even close. Who is the executive producer on Hearthstone, StarCraft 2, and Heroes of the Storm, as well as the lead producer on the original Warcraft 3. So that motherfucker's been around for a hot minute. He is joined by Eric Dodds, who many other people would also likely know as the original Hearthstone game director, and Alan Dabiri, who is the game director for Heroes of the Storm. Obviously there are more people, veteran developers on both those teams. Those are the names from the Blizzard staff that many people would have known to this point. We don't know what the games are yet. Each studio is individually working on a singular game each. So they have their own game project going on, each studio. And we don't know what they are yet, but I'm sure we will find out sometime next year. Or possibly even if they want to say the vague direction they're going in. If they're looking for investment and whatnot, then they might announce something sooner. But for now, I suspect they already have private investment, because all Mike Morhaime would have to do is walk into an office and say, "Hi, I'm Mike Morhaime. I co-founded Blizzard, and I'm making video games again, and I brought some of my friends with me," and they'd say, "Okay, how much do you want?" And so I don't think he's going to be hurting for money anytime soon.
Go, "Hi, I'm Michael Morhaime. I'm worth billions of dollars. I'm going to do it myself. Everybody hop on board."
Also possible. Possible. So we'll keep you guys abreast of that as we get more, but that's where we are at for now. But what do you think of that, seeing Mike Morhaime back in the game?
I love it. I saw that on Twitter, and I was a very happy man. Question is, what type of game are they going to make, or games are they going to make? Is Michael Morhaime going to go back to his roots and make some RTS? You know, is he going to come and disrupt the RTS market? Not like there's much of one anyway.
It's not really a disruption so much as just like, hey, we're still here.
We're still here. I mean, if there's one person that could get people to play a new RTS game, it's him. I mean, he is the godfather of RTS. He is the GOAT. So, he might do that. Maybe he makes a Diablo-like game. He's also the godfather of those dungeon crawler games. He's the godfather of a lot. I highly doubt they do an MMO. So, my guess is it's either going to be a Diablo-like game, another card game, or an RTS game.
Man, I mean, you want to believe that just to play it safe, you're going to play to the strengths of the guys that you brought on board, right? So what you just said makes the most sense. For their first games, you would imagine that they would want to do that. That wouldn't surprise me. I think what I would be most interested in is the scope of these first games. How big are they going to try and go with these? Because they are, even though he has a lot of money, it doesn't necessarily mean you just go out and fucking shit that thing out the door all at once. You want to maybe start with something that's big, but not blown way the fuck out of proportion, and make it tight and a good experience. And so it will be fun to see a tight and good experience, if you know what I mean.
I do.
But yeah, that would be, I'm very excited personally as well, just because it's rare to have a industry veteran that's respected like Mike be able to do well enough for themselves to go out and do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And have enough funds and enough clout to build something substantial for themselves. It almost never happens. And so it's exciting.
And it says a lot about, I mean, you can kind of read between the lines. Michael Morhaime likely, I don't know this, but I'm speculating, likely was not a happy camper at Blizzard Activision for a while. Basically, it went to shit. It became everything, in my opinion, that Michael Morhaime was not. It was almost the complete opposite. The games were no longer for us. They were money driven Activision titles that they squeezed and squeezed and squeezed, which, they made tons. They made Blizzard made billions of dollars before any of this shit. They made so much. They made so much money before they sold themselves to the devil. To a degree. I mean, I'm not saying everything that Blizzard Activision has done is bad, but I'm a little biased because I come from a place of old school roots of Blizzard, and you can most certainly see the changes for the millennials, or the ones that got into the Blizzard game like as Blizzard Activision, don't really know, maybe have felt the difference, but something tells you when he steps away and he walks away and he spends no more than a year and a half of being a free man. He's now getting the old crew together to create more video games. If things were going so great and he was just so over the moon about how his franchises were going, why would he leave Blizzard in the first place? So this just goes to show that he's probably over whatever the hell. He probably lost his vote, like to be the guy that makes the ultimate decisions, or he was pressured to resign because stockholders need to make their money, and he probably said fuck this, took a little time off, and now he's back at it again, and he's starting fresh. And we all know the difficulties in creating new franchises, new games, starting a new thing. This isn't like him going in and consulting. This isn't George Lucas going on the set of a Mandalorian and saying a couple of things, getting everybody inspired, might say a little thing here and there to get people thinking, or somebody goes, "Oh, what do you think of this?" and then walks back off to the sunset. This dude's rebuilding from the ground up with the people that he loved making games with. So it says a lot. He wasn't ready to stop making games. He wasn't ready to retire. He wanted to get the fuck out of Blizzard. That's what it was. And he probably didn't want to start this the next day, or at least make it public. I'm sure him talking to his friends, dude, I'm getting the fuck out. By the end of this year, I'm gone, bro. And then we're gonna start, get the gears turning, and we're gonna get the old crew together, and we're gonna live it like it's the 90s again and the early 2000s, and we're gonna go and see what we can do, see if we still got it. That's what it feels like, and I like it.
It's like some sort of video game version of Gone in 60 Seconds or Ocean's 11. We're getting the old crew together. It's all the best guys that we ever knew. Some of them might be dead, but that's okay. We'll get the ones that are still living and willing to work, bring them together and tackle the thing that we all want to go after. And I dig it. I'm there for it, and I'm excited. I'll be more excited, honestly, even though I don't play RTS really ever. I want to see an RTS from them. At least one of those two studios.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll get one.
Because if anyone was going to lead the way on that, obviously they would be the ones to fucking go with it. I mean, there's really, who else would you want to have?
Well, I've said it on the podcast before. I've had dinner with Michael Morhaime and Dustin.
Yeah.
And I sat to my left was actually Michael's wife.
Yeah.
To my right was Michael, and then the next seat to him was Dustin.
Yeah.
And those two guys only talked about, for the most part, StarCraft.
Yeah.
And this was like when StarCraft. This was not when StarCraft was doing.
That was after Dark.
Well.
That was after when StarCraft was like on the down.
Yeah,
on
like
the back half of it.
I was there for a Heroes of the Storm convention. I was actually talking to Michael Morhaime about the Warcraft movie that was coming out, which, by the way, Warcraft 2 movie.
Yeah, they're doing another one.
Yeah, they're apparently doing another one. We talked about that for a minute, and the vast majority of the discussions were StarCraft. And the reason why is because I'm the StarCraft guy at the table. Nobody else was StarCraft. Everybody's like, Heroes of the Storm, League of Legends. They brought a bunch of League players in to get on board with Heroes. And they just love talking about StarCraft. Dustin was talking about how our videos, or When She Filled series, got him through a lot of workouts on the treadmill. He'd watch episodes running on the treadmill, and he was telling me about some of his favorite ones. And Michael Morhaime loved what we were doing, and he was telling me how much StarCraft is his baby. Like that is the series, the game, the IP that holds the most to him. So I believe when you get these two guys together, how can you not get an RTS game or some variation? Maybe they flip the script a little bit. Maybe you start to see something like, remember Drop Zone that we played, where it was like the MOBA RTS combined thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they flip the script and they do something new, but it has RTS elements to it. I have no idea, but I'll be really, really excited when we find out the genre and what they're doing.